Draw, let's get you into the game with me. And there I am. Hello, hello, hello. Is my camera in the right place today? Looks like it's in the right place to me. Where's my microphone? There's my... There we go. That's a bit better. Slightly different positioning for my microphone. So, what I thought we would do for the 500 subscriber party is start a new game in the new version of KSP, and that will become our ongoing game for our live streams. Obviously this is vanilla, so there's no mods, but I will probably add mods as we go along. The reason I'm not really too keen on continuing the modded version we were doing in 0.25, because I have tried to transfer it over to 0.9 and it doesn't really transfer over very well. Excuse me. And the 0.90 modded version of the game that I've got doesn't seem to want to work properly. It's struggling. So it's still there. We might be able to go back to it. But the mods are not 100% reliable at the moment. So hopefully we might be able to go back to it later, or maybe even port some of the crafts over from that save into this one once we know that some of the mods are working okay. Some of the mods do work. Some of the mods are working fine, but there are some issues. So what I thought we would do is, for today, we'll start a new career, and if for whatever reason we're not able to get the old career moved over to 0.9 properly, then we'll continue with this career. As part of setting up this new career, I thought it might be a good idea if you guys pick what you want the difficulty settings to be. Now, usually I run on for the live streams I've been running on what I believe to be easy or normal mode, probably normal mode, because it has just been ported through from old games coming forward. So I'm interested to know what you guys, how do you guys play KSP? What do you think would be an interesting challenge? I think the ultimate hardcore approach, I showed you guys the ultimate hardcore approach a couple of weeks ago. I think that is possibly a bit too extreme for a live stream, because there is a lot of grinding involved. It's very difficult to get started in ultimate hardcore mode, so it's difficult to really do that effectively in a live stream and keep it interesting for you guys to watch. I just had a new guy add me on Steam. Let's accept that. I don't know if you're currently watching the live stream. If you are, then feel free to make yourself known. Right. Okay, that person's trying to offer me something on Steam, so possibly just a spammer. So yeah, you guys in the Twitch chat, how do you think that we should set up this this save game? We'll decide that, and then we'll draw the first of our winners for our prize draw. I think normal is possibly a little bit too easy. Hard is doable, but possibly still a little bit grindy. So I'm thinking moderate, but we'll turn off the quick loading and the reverting flights. But how do you guys think that these settings should be set up? We can do it in with 0 starting funds. That's one way of doing it. In fact, yeah, let's do 0 starting funds. I think 0 starting science, 0 starting reputation. But what about the rewards and the penalties? This is the moderate setting. Pushes the penalties up slightly, brings the rewards down slightly. I believe the fund's penalties also affects the price of the upgrades. Excuse me. I'll just die live. I don't know what happened there. Drink went down the wrong hole. Even though there is only one hole, but there we go. Epic penalties. Epic penalties. Well, that would be like the 1000% penalties that we're using on the Ultimate. Excuse me. That would be the 1000% penalties that we're using in the UHC series. That's better. What is the mode equal to real life? It's very difficult to to answer that question. What is real life? Obviously, in real life, you would probably start with 0 funds, although you probably wouldn't because you'd be government funded. You'd have no reputation and everything, of course. Reputation with what? See, I don't know what these percentages would be for real life. I like the idea of the epic penalties. We'll put the epic penalties way up. So if we do make a mistake, we've got issues. Maybe we'll leave the rewards at 90% just to give us that bit of speed of progression through the game. So let's do that, shall we? Let's call this game. This is going to be Twitch 0.90. Already selected my flag, so we're going to hit start and take ourselves to our new Elitopia Space Centre. Thank you, Gene Kerman. Yes, I'm well aware of how to use the map screen. So here we go. This is our new Kerbal. Oh dear, goodness me! What is going on with me today? This is our new Kerbal Space Centre. So we have 0 starting funds, 0 reputation, 0 science. So we are off to a completely clean start. And before we do get off to that completely clean start, we shall pull 2 of our 5 winners from our prize draw. Okay, so I've got that in front of me now. We are going to draw our first winner. Oh, hang on, I can't see you guys in the chat. Hang on. There we go, that's better. We're going to draw our first winner. Here we go. Drum roll. Imaginary drum roll. I haven't got a drum. Yeah. There we go. And the winner is Alexander Corinthios, who I'm going to guess is from Greece. Yes, he's from Athens in Greece. He is our first winner. He will be getting an email from me, unless he happens to be watching right now. He was entry number 9 out of our prize draw entries. And let's draw winner number 2. Winner is someone with a name I'm going to struggle to pronounce. Bobislav Polishuk from Poland. He too will be getting an email from me to pick which prize he wants from our prize list. He was our number 3 entry to the prize draw. We have 3 winners left to draw, and we will draw those winners a little bit later on, probably in half an hour or so. Of course, I did tell people that the prize draw would be at past, and it's only 20 past, but give me some poetic license there. I'm sure they don't mind if they won. The other 3 will be drawn a little bit later on in the stream. So let's get going with our first missions we'll accept the first 2 contracts, and I'm going to try and see how quickly I can get to the moon, I think, in this setting that we've picked. I've kind of come to a basic starting craft that I tend to use in new careers now. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Which looks a little something like this. And with those settings, with no monopropellant, that is a starting craft which is guaranteed to get you to 5,000 meters to complete the first contract. And you can bring it back and recover it, because these can take 80 meters a second of impact. So you can recover this whole vessel, and all that you've actually spent is the fuel inside. So it's a very efficient way to start your career off. And we need some craft names. And what I've kind of been doing, certainly what I've been doing in my UHC mode, is I've been naming new craft designs based on letters of the alphabet. So the first craft will start with an A. Let's call this one the we'll call it Aperture. Oh, and I bashed my microphone again. Apologies for that. Maybe I should move it slightly away from my hands. It's the bottom of my thing is quite low. Hang on a second. Let me just, if I move it up a bit and then angle that down. Ooh, doink doink, bong bong. Sorry for the noises that you're going to be getting there. Oh no, that's still very much in the way. Let's try moving my keyboard instead. There we go. How does that sound? Hopefully that doesn't sound too bad. You guys can still hear me and everything. Still just as clear, just as soothing. So this is the Aperture. This is going to be our first craft. We're going to take Jebediah with us. We sorted our staging out, so we'll save this, take it straight out to the launch pad. This is going to be a very, very simple first launch. Here we go. We can use SAS, although we probably don't need it for this launch. And here we go. Nice gentle takeoff. And this thing will take us to just over 5,000 meters. We've already got the launch a new vessel excuse me, launch a new vessel contract, which gives us some fun, some science and some reputation. While we're flying, let's take a crew report. We can keep that. We can't do EVA because we need to unlock that. Hey there, Templar Elf. Welcome, welcome. There we go. That's the end of that fuel, and we should just go over 5,000. There we go. And before we get too high, we'll start coming back down. So there we have set our altitude record of 5,000 meters, 2,000 funds, 10 reputation, and we are 5,655 coming back down. Don't worry, Templar, you haven't really missed much. We are coming back down to the launch pad, and we'll use our parachute to slow us down. There we go. And speed it up. And this should be a nice safe landing. There we go. Coming down. And I'll try and tip the craft so that we fall over just before we hit the ground. Let's tip us back. Doink. Doink. There we go. And then we can do an EVA. EVA report from the launch pad. Take, store. That's from the launch pad. Sorry, the first one was flying over Kerbin Shores. Store, grab. Oh, come on, down this way a little bit then. Board and recover. And that's us off the mark. We are going. We have started. So, 18 science, 8,178 funds from one mission, not bad, and 20 reputation. Those funds mean that we can unlock the first stage in our tech tree, not quite the second, that's a shame. I should have done a crew report. Oh, I should have done a crew report at the launch pad, shouldn't I? Never mind, we'll do that next time. We'll take 11,000 metres, and then we'll see what else we can do here. Too high, too high, too high. Okay. Visual survey below and above. We could do the visual surveys. I prefer the aboves to the belows. And that actually gives slightly better reputation reward. Above 19,000 metres at Dunlow's Hollow. Above 19,000... I don't really want to go above 19,000 though, do I? Because I want to do the 11,000 and the 22. Mind you, we don't really need to do the 11,000 and the 22. Let's find out where these are. Let's find out where these... Got it, thank you. Right. So one is literally just there, and one's quite a way over there. So that's Dunlow's Hollow, and that's N6 GGT. Now getting that one under the relevant height can be pretty tricky. So maybe we won't do those. Maybe we'll leave those for now. Ooh, nice little flash of sunlight there. Or anti-sunlight. Aha! However, we now have some extra contracts being offered to us, and one of them is that one. Zeppotron 1 landed at Kerbin. Radial decoupler landed at Kerbin. So, let's go for Zeppotron 1 landed at Kerbin. Or should we do the radial decoupler? No, we'll do the Zeppotron. So this is the aperture craft that we were using before. We will attach one Zeppotron to it with a 0 thrust limiter and 0 fuel, and just because we can, we'll sink it into the body a bit. There we go. So this is the aperture. And fuel, that's what we need to sort out. Let's go for 11,000 is probably up here, I think. 45 thrust, I think. And this time we won't take Jebediah, we'll take Bob, so that he gains some experience. And this is going to be the Aperture 2. We can take some mystery goo with us. We'll take 2 of those. Oh, that's only 1. And we'll sink those in a bit as well. And we'll take one of these with us. There we go. Anything else? Nope. Okay, so this is Aperture 2. I think that fuel is enough to get us to 11,000. Just up that thrust a little bit because I added those mystery goos. Let's move that down there because that's going to fire first to complete that contract. Okay, and we'll take this out to the launch pad. Okay, so Bobby's out on the launch pad. Let's pick up the first contract. That was tough. 99 funds, 5 science, 4 reputation for activating that Separatron. Let's take a mystery goo while we're here. And keep that. Let's take a crew report from the launch pad because we forgot to do that last time. We could transmit that, but instead I'm going to jump out, do take data, store data. He's already got an EVA report from here, so that's fine. Board. And then we are ready to launch this thing. So we can't use SAS on this one. So we're just going to launch it. And hopefully it will get us to 11,000 meters. Here we go. Nice gentle launch. Woo, which is not going straight up. Let's make sure we're going straight up. Very easy to forget that you don't have SAS on. Woo, come on. It's very tricky to control these craft without SAS because they don't have any gimbaling. They don't, you kind of have to keep tapping, and we're slightly unbalanced because we've got that Separatron on one side. We're at 6,500 meters. There we go, we're out of fuel. Are we going to make it to 11,000? Oh, looks like we are. Good. And not too much higher than that. While we're flying, let's observe the mystery goo the other side. 6.3 science. And take a crew report. Oh, we've already got that one. Okay, we'll reset that then. We'll take another crew report when we land. Again, we can't take an EVA report, but we have gone above 11,000. So we've got another 4,500 funds and 22 reputation. We are going back down, so let's speed things up. Whoops, let's not go upside down. Okay, atmosphere is slowing us down already. Let's bring the parachute out a bit lower down because we don't really... We can afford to wait a bit. Let's do it there. That will slow us down sufficiently. And we speed things up again. Okay, so we're going to land back on the launch pad area again, which is a shame. But there we go. Means we're not going to get any extra science this time. What? What? Okay. Never had that happen before with that design. The engine must have clipped the ground before these feet did. Wow, okay. Well, we lost some funds on that engine there, but thankfully not a lot. And the mystery goo and the what are they called? Girders survived. So we've got 20 science now, 11.5, nearly 12,000 funds and 45 reputation. Let's recover these. That gives us another, we're up to 23 science, 12,500. Recover that one, gives us up to 29 science, 13,500 funds. Recover that one, recover that one. So 13,430 funds in 2 launches and 30 science now to spend. Let's go this way for this engine, the feet, and obviously the access to these a little bit later on. 15 left, I think. Yeah, that's 18, so we can't unlock that one. Okay, back to here, and let's see what else we can do. Radial decoupler landed at Kerbin. Good science reward on that one, considering it's just pressing a space bar. Altitude record of... BACC solid fuel booster landed at Kerbin and a 22,000 metre altitude record. I'm going to take that one before we launch anything. So what we'll do to get the radial decoupler contract, we'll do that via the spaceplane hangar. That one. Just remember, do not fail. Okay. What the... Come on. There we go. Okay. So we'll call this pod test alpha. And Bill, you can be our engineer on this one. Launch. And here we go. Let's see how far it goes. See if it reaches the end of the runway. Ready? Oh no, not quite. Halfway though. Not bad. Not bad. They have a lot of force behind them things. Okay, so let's get a crew report from the runway. 1.4 science. You jump out. I guess, yeah, you've already got that EVA report, but if we jump down, EVA report from the runway, grab board, recover. 23 science. Oh, we got that one. Hang on. I can't see that. Okay, 23 science. 15,000 funds now, 49 reputation, and that gave us that extra bit. 23.5 funds means we can unlock one of these. Do we want the radial decoupler, or do we want the... We're going to get a solid fuel booster free in a moment, so let's research that one for now. Because I want to go for... There we go. Rockomax BACC solid fuel booster landed at Kerbin. Accept that. And we have a record of 22,000 metres to set. I don't actually know how much fuel we need in this thing to get us to 22,000 metres. I know it takes more than a whole one of them. It's not going to take a whole one of these. How much fuel does that have in it? 433. So let's try 595, and we'll drop the thrust down to 80%. We'll add the parachute, and we will add the girders down here. That would be my cat. There we go. Oh no, they're a bit close, aren't they? There we go. That's better. That's going to be about it, really, isn't it? That's going to be about all we need to do, I think. Let's take a mystery goo, because we're going to be reaching... In fact, we'll take 2, because we're going to be reaching the upper atmosphere, hopefully, with this launch. Sink those in. Let's just move that up slightly. We'll take an antenna with us. We don't particularly need one for this mission, but I'm going to have to let my cat out in just a moment, otherwise he won't shut up. Okay. Bear with me one moment while I let my cat out. There we go. That's that was my big orange fluffy cat, not that one. I like that. I like that emote there, Jelly. Okay, so this thing, this should get us to 22,000. We need a name beginning with B for it. So let's see. Let's call it the something beginning with B, other than banana, because that's what's coming to my head at the moment. The bravery. Ooh, bravery. The bravery. There we go. So this is going to be called the bravery. Who is going to be brave to come with us? It's going to have to be Jebediah Kerman for his SAS skills. Let's save this and take it to the launch pad. And here we are on the launch pad. SAS is going on. Hopefully I've got... Oh, look, there's a moon over there. Hopefully I've got the fuel load right on this one. I didn't take the monopropellant out. That was a bit silly, but never mind. Hopefully that won't make too much difference. So here we go. A little bit too fast on the launch there, so I should have brought the thrust limiter down a little bit, but never mind. We have picked up that reward for testing the solid fuel booster. So let's just hope that this thing can reach 22,000 now. Ooh, that fuel's dropping really quickly. I have a suspicion that this is not going to reach 22,000 meters. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, just about. No, not quite. Oh, that's a pain. The atmosphere slowed us down very, very rapidly once that fuel ran out. Okay, so we should have taken some more fuel with us on that one. And we aren't going to be qualifying for upper atmosphere. We might as well take that while we can. Oh well. So wasted some funds there. Speed things up, coming back down. Hopefully we'll land. Yeah, it looks like we're going to land somewhere slightly different this time, so we'll be able to pick up some science from where we land. Let's pop the parachute. Going to land in the KSC area as opposed to launch pad or the crawler way. Right. Safe landing. Oh, just about. Okay, so let's take a mystery go from here. 2.7 science. Take a crew report from here from KSC. Keep that data. EVA. Flying above curving shores, don't need that, let go. EVA report from KSC, grab, board, recover. And then we'll do it again and give it a little bit more fuel and a little bit less thrust. 18 science, 15,000 fun still, 53 reputation. I'll tell you what, hang on. Let's see if there's anything else we can we can test on the launch pad while we do it. In flight, in flight, in flight. Landed at radial decoupler. Again? Oh, it's the other radial decoupler. Okay. Oh, and the stability enhancer being offered to us as well, but we don't need to test that. Let's test the radial decoupler, which will be in here. There we go. Put it on the back of there. There we go. I'll tell you what, actually. Let's put it down there so it doesn't topple us over. So let's increase our fuel to about there, and we'll bring the thrust down to about there so that we get a slightly more efficient use of that fuel. And this will be the Bravery 2 because it looks the same as the Bravery did. Save that out to the... Oh! Vessel contains experimental parts which are not available at the moment because I need to unlock it on the tech tree. Okay. So, this is not going to be the Bravery 2. This is going to be a new craft. Let's try... Let's go for... Your cats are eating each other. Okay, that's probably not good. Let's do something like this instead. And what am I doing? Science, that's what I want. Mystery go. Move that up. Move that in. And should we add some radial parachutes to this? I don't know if we're going to need them. Hopefully we'll have enough fuel to slow ourselves down, so we'll do that because we need to test it. Okay, so we can put that in there. There we go. That should be enough to get us to 22, shouldn't it? So this needs to be something beginning with C now. So let's call this the... cornucopia. There we go. Cornucopia. I think I spelled that right. Save that. Let's put that in there and that in there. Otherwise that would have been an embarrassing launch. Who's coming with us? Jebediah. Good. Save that out to the launch pad. Now, we're coming up to 10 o'clock my time in the next 10 minutes. So after this launch, we will have a look at drawing our last 3 prize draw winners. There's not much else to say about that. So let's test this. Big bada boom. But for rewards, 217 funds, 12 science, 4 reputation. Our SS is on. Let's throw this thing at the sky. Make sure we've got our throttle right. Who were the first two? The first two winners. The first two winners were Alexander Korinthios and Bobislav Polishchuk. One from Greece, one from Poland. But we have 3 more winners to draw. Those two will be getting emails from me letting them know that they won so that they can pick their preferred game. And Jebediah is going upwards. Here we go. That's a little bit... Oh no, that's about right. That's about right. Are there any space slingshots in Kerbal? Technically, no. I have seen some people try to create them in Kerbal. I believe it is just about possible to create a slingshot, but it's not very easy, and I don't know how successful they have been. It's possible to create slingshots to send you from one orbit to another, apparently, like a mass driver kind of thing. I've seen those demonstrated on YouTube. So yeah, in effect, it is possible to set up a space slingshot. Let's watch where this is going. We don't want this to go too high. We don't want it to go above 33. Let's go for 29. So that we go above 22 and we still get offered the 33 contract. Oh, we have a new follower, the Invisible One. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. We are now in the upper atmosphere, so let's get some mystery goo observations done. And we'll get a crew report done in the upper atmosphere. And we can check this. We got 10,000 funds and 59 reputation, which is lovely. And 26,000 is where we got to, so we are under 33. And we're going to start coming back down, hopefully. I wonder where we will land. The other day, when I did my 22,000 launch, I landed directly on top of the vehicle assembly building. Pretty much directly on one of the helipads on the top of the vehicle assembly building as well. Although that was, oh yeah, with a tier 1. It was with a tier 1 building as well. So I was quite pleased and surprised about that. Let's see where we're going to land this time. Doesn't look like we might be landing in the research centre this time. Maybe just outside it. No, just inside it by the looks of things. So that's some extra science we can pick up. Because we'll be able to grab a crew report from there. Let's, before we land, use that last bit of fuel to slow ourselves down. Whoops. Press the wrong button. Let's get a mystery goo report from R&D. There we go. 2.7 science. 57. Huh, that would have been nice. You jump out. You can't, again, grab an EVA. No, but you can take store, board, and then we can take a crew report from in there. 1.4 science. And then you can jump out again. Slide down without a ladder. And you can get an EVA report from there, 2.2 science. Recover you, and then we will recover your ship. So recovering Jeb gave us 2.2 science, and that's it. Let's recover the ship. So we're now at 48 science, 24,500 funds, just over. So let's spend some of this science now. We've got 48 to spend, so we can unlock this one, which is at 45, which gives us the science junior and batteries and things. And then let's have a look at what we're being offered. 33,000 and launch stability enhancer. The rest of those are in flight. Easy peasy, easy peasy. We might actually be able to do this with the same craft. If I take off one of the mystery goos, makes us very slightly lighter. Oops. Of course, I do need to actually leave one of them on. I'm going to embed that in. And then, because we were very nearly getting to 33 anyway. Hey there, Totes 1988. Welcome, welcome. So this will be the Cornucopia 2 because it's a very similar rocket to the last one that we did. And and we're aiming for 33,000. We're also going to be testing the launch stability enhancer on this mission. So let's do that. And that actually means that we'll start from up there, which gives us that little bit extra, that little bit of an extra boost as well. This is the Cornucopia 2, and Jebediah is coming with us again. Save and launch, and hopefully this thing will take us to 33 kilometers. Okay, so we're on the launch pad with Jebediah and the Cornucopia 2, hopefully going to be heading for 33 kilometers. But before we do that, we are going to draw our last 3 prize draw winners from our 500 subscriber giveaway. So we've drawn 2 already. That was Alexander Corinthios and Bobislav Polishuk. Hopefully I pronounced that somewhere even remotely correctly. So let's draw our last 3 winners. We'll do them one at a time. Here we go. Here's winner number 3. Drum roll. And the winner is Tyler Lucia from Greensboro in USA. Greensboro, North Carolina, USA. Congratulations, Tyler. You will be getting an email from me to pick your prize. Or if you are watching on Twitch, I'm not sure who Tyler might be, but if you're watching on Twitch, then add me on Steam. My Steam handle is Elbristow, ELLBRISTOW. Feel free to add me on Steam, and you can let me know what prize you want on there. And with that said, we are going to draw our 4th winner. Here we go. More drum rolls. And the winner is Volcanics. Now, I do know who Volcanics is. I don't know if he follows me on Twitch, but he certainly does follow me on Twitter and on YouTube. So I'm glad that he picked one up. That's Johannes from Germany. So congratulations to him too. He was our 12th entry. Previous one was our 6th entry. And we have one more prize winner left. Who's it gonna be? Here we go. Let's find out. Drum roll. And it is James C. Peters. That's Chip. That's I2 Chip. Congratulations, Chip. From USA. You will be getting an email from me, or if you happen to be watching, which I don't think you are today, but if you happen to be watching, then by all means let me know which of your games you would like from our prize draw list, which I am putting on the Twitch chat now. So yes, congratulations to our 5 winners. We have Volcanics, James Peters, Alexander Corinthios, Bobislav Polishuk, and Tyler Lucia. Congratulations to you. You will all be getting an email from me. Announce winners in the widget. You will all be getting an email from me to pick your prizes. Okay, so those winners are now in the widget back on the Elitopia website, and that means we are now ready for this launch. Which will hopefully take us to 33 kilometers and unlock this mission that we've got, and we will also get the reward for this launch stability enhancer. So let's up our throttle just a little bit. SAS on. Here we go. Come on, Jeb. I could get used to this new setup. Beef and chicken enchiladas and KSP for lunch. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Are you watching from home, or are you watching from school or from work? Actually, I'll make that a general question to everybody in the Twitch. Where are you watching from this evening? Not that I need to know, I'm just curious. Watching from home, fair enough. 12 science, 170 funds, 4 reputation for testing the stability enhancer. Let's keep an eye on our APO. Make sure that that goes up to 33. Home as per usual. How's our fuel? Yeah, fuel's doing okay. So let's slow our thrust down a bit. They don't let you watch Twitch often. Really? Whoa, let's not go above 42 because that's another milestone. Not that we're probably going to get that one, but this should take us over 33 and we've still got a little bit of fuel for our landing. And we can take a mystery goo wherever we land. Already got a crew report from up here, haven't we? Yep. Hide that. 31, 32, and there's 33, so that's that one done. 15,087 reputation. Oh, they don't like you using the computers for non-staff work. Well, yeah, that's kind of fair enough. I know that was always the case when I was at school and at college. It was quite difficult to get time on the computers outside of class. Where are we going to stop? 38.5, 38.6, 38.7, 38.7, 37, and we're heading back down. Speed things up. And we will get our parachute out before we hit the ground. Oh, we're going to be landing outside of KSC this time, so this will... Or are we? No. The way that's going, it looks like we're landing miles away. Okay. Parachute out. Yeah, we are. Look at that. We're landing almost on the runway. That's strange, because we kind of went straight up. But there we go. What was that noise? Sounded like a decoupler firing, but there we go. So hopefully this counts as outside of KSC, so we can get like grasslands or whatever it is from this point. Again, slow ourselves down. Oops. There we go. Slowed ourselves down just a little bit too much. Crew report from here, Curbing Shores. There we go. And we can get a mystery goo from Curbing Shores. Keep that data. EVA, we've already got above Curbing Shores, but we can jump off. Whoa. And take an EVA report from down here at Curbing Shores, and then we can recover Jeb again. So I'm relatively new to KSP, to be honest. I have issues on missions that require a specific orbit within reasonable deviation. The missions where you have to save Kerbals, which also require a certain orbit. Any tips? They can be very tricky. Depends how you're playing. Let's just recover that. Recover that. 21 science. 43,000 funds. The ones where you have to get a specific orbit, the best thing to do is always going to be when you launch to a low orbit of say 85-90,000 kilometers, and then push your periapsis, push your apoapsis up to the orbit height that you need, and then as close as possible to your apoapsis, burn to push your periapsis to match where you need. And then you might need to adjust kind of the angle and things like that. That's what all the maneuver node stuff is about. I don't know because if you're doing it in career mode, then you might not have unlocked the maneuver nodes yet. But the maneuver nodes are extremely useful for planning your orbit. As far as the recovery missions are concerned, they are quite tricky. They're very tricky, in fact, because A, you have to have a craft that you can carry 2 Kerbals so that you can recover one. B, you need to launch with the right timing so that you end up close enough to the Kerbal to actually recover them. And if you don't, you have to do a lot of adjustment burns to get your orbit right. So generally, you want to try and burn when the Kerbal is almost directly above the Kerbal Space Center, but not quite. You want it to be kind of just before he reaches the Kerbal Space Center, and then when you launch, hopefully by the time you get to the same altitude as the Kerbal, you'll be in roughly the same position as the Kerbal. And then what you basically need to do is to get yourself within 2.5 kilometers of the Kerbal, because once you're within 2.5 kilometers, you can use the square brackets to switch to the Kerbal and control the Kerbal using his jetpack to bring him to the craft rather than taking the craft to the Kerbal. But until you get within 2.5 kilometers, you aren't going to be able to do that switch. So that's kind of how I handle the rescue missions. But in the early game, in the early career mode game, it's very, very difficult because you don't have any indication as to how far the Kerbal is away. You don't have the maneuver nodes to adjust your orbit. And you don't have the set target and things like that. So it is very, very tricky in the early game. I tend not to take those contracts until I've unlocked the extra abilities, the maneuver nodes and the patched conics from the whatever this is called, the communications building tracking station. That's it. Because that can be tricky. I've just realised how expensive these buildings are because we put the penalties at 1,000%. These upgrades are ridiculously expensive. To upgrade the research centre, we need 5.1 million funds. This is going to be a long old career. So we have no active contracts. We are being offered altitude record of 56. No more testing from the launch pad. So let's take 56 and escape the atmosphere. Excuse me. And we'll be able to hopefully complete those. We don't need that now. Zooming in. Right. Now this is where we need to get a little bit careful and crafty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll tell you what, actually we don't need to do that. We've got plenty of funds. Let's unlock these. So that would be equivalent to 2, 4, 6. Let's go for 8. We'll put one of those on, and we will unlock the stack decoupler. There we go. We will take a couple of mystery goods, is what I'm looking for. We'll put them on the pod and sink those in. That keystroke, by the way, that's F to change the orientation of your, what do they call it, gizmo, gadget, widget. Yeah, changes the orientation. Sorry, I was just reading the message in the Twitch chat. Playing career mode, no SAS, no maneuver nodes. Yeah, so doing the recovery missions and the orbit matching. Orbit matching you probably can do in the early game, but the recovery missions are not impossible. They're very, very difficult in the early game. I'm just wondering if I should take. Yeah, I'm going to take a Science Junior as well, and let's squeeze that up a bit, which actually means we can move these guys down to here. They look a bit better down there. And we can embed those in. Out of interest, what's the crash tolerance? 6 meters a second. That should slow us down to 6 meters a second, no problem. What we can do though is, so that we can recover these, is we'll add some parachutes to these tanks. The chutes are recoverable, and as long as it lands gently, we can then recover those tanks. We just have to make sure that we do it on the way down, so that we don't go outside of 2.5 kilometres. Whilst we're coming down. What I could do actually, is that. See what that does for us. There should be a mod to replace the Kerbal model with the Minion model. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Particularly in here, you'd see all the minions wandering around. Yeah, I'd quite like that. Actually, I can't imagine that would be too difficult to make as far as mods are concerned. Okay, everything looking good. So, I need a name for this. This is going to be our D craft. So let's call this the deconstructor. Hopefully, it won't be a rapid deconstruction, an unplanned rapid deconstruction, but there's always the possibility. Who's going to come with us? We've got Jebediah. Yeah, because he needs the XP. So, mind you, he doesn't get any until we go into orbit, I don't think. But this should be able to get us outside of the atmosphere, which will give us those 2 contracts that we just accepted. And then our reputation and our funds will be somewhat boosted, hopefully. We'll save the Science Junior until we are in orbit, because we'll get more points from it that way. SAS on, throttle up to 100%. Jebediah is ready. Here we go. We are off. Decent speed as well. There is a replacer mod that I assume you can hook into to just replace the model and bone structure and animations. Might not even have to replace the bone structure, the animations, as they should be similar. They would be similar, actually. Yeah, the texture replacer, I believe currently... Oh no, I think you can replace the actual model, can't you? Yeah, so that would be quite interesting to look at. Maybe we'll have to investigate that. A minion mod. I like the sound of that. Okay, Jebediah is quite happy. We've got plenty of fuel on this occasion. We don't actually need to try and get to an orbit. So what I might do is fly us maybe north or west. I think north maybe. Once we hit 10,000. And we'll go for the Highlands landing. There is 10,000. So let's turn us a little bit north. Or Highlands up there, sorry. Okay, because that would have been west, wouldn't it? He says, making it sound like you did that deliberately. Yeah, we're definitely gonna... Well, I say definitely. Let's bring our thrust down, actually. We should have no problem getting into space. 50 kilometers, yeah. $60, $61, $62, $63, no problem. $73, and let's cut it about there. Now this could be a bit of a risky landing. I actually did something along these lines yesterday and crashed into the mountains. Hopefully that won't be the case this time. So here we go, we are heading to space. First Kerbal in space of this new career. Oh, we got that one. We've breached 56. That's 29,000 funds and 192 reputation. That's quite a boost. 68,000 we're at now. And then when we get into space, we'll get the Reach Space reward as well. 68, 69, and 70. Music change. There is the reward for that. 26,000 funds, 14 science, 86 reputation. And we can now take a crew report for 4.5 science. Observe the materials bay, which wasn't what I clicked on, 22.5 science. And observe the mystery goo for 9 science. Nice, lots of science there. And then hopefully we will be landing somewhere near the mountainous region to pick up some science from there too. So let's speed things up. There we go, re-entering the atmosphere, speed things up again. We might be actually landing in between 2 mountains, so I'm not sure if it will count as highlands, but if it doesn't, it will count as grasslands or whatever that is in between, so we'll still be able to pick up the science from there. There we go, burning up now. And as we go through, we will try and bring ourselves lined up with periapsis. Ooh, we're dropping very quickly. Let's get those parachutes out. Hopefully that will bring us, yeah, there we go. Bring us more vertical. Slow us down. And we might be able to land in one piece. With all these parachutes. I can turn the SAS off for the moment until we're about to land. Hopefully we land on something flat, which might not be the case because this is very lumpy land. Parachutes clipping through rocket, yeah. Unfortunately there's not there we go, it's got an umbrella now as well. 6.1 meters per second. That's actually not bad. We can land like that. I'm going to need to buy Kerbal if I want to try and mod it. I'll have to unpack some of the files and find out how the bone structure is set up. Yes, you probably will have to buy Kerbal if you want to mod it. I do have a link that you can use if you do want to buy it. Oh, mind you, it's in the Steam sale, I believe, at the moment. I believe it's 40% off in the Steam sale. I can just confirm that for you. I can't offer you 40% off with my link. Come on, where are you? Oh, it's not going to tell me because I already own it. Great. Okay, well check Steam because I've got a feeling that it's in the 40% Steam sale. Right, we need our SAS back on now so we don't topple over as we land. There we go. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Poop. Poop, poop, poop. Oh, that was very convenient timing, Moobot. Thank you for that that link to my purchase page. Okay, so that was not... Oh, new follower. That is Totes1988. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Wasn't really the landing I was looking for because we lost our... Oh yeah, Humble Bundle. We've got it off. Got it at 40% off, I believe. Yeah. Take data, store data. Yeah, not exactly the landing I was looking for. I didn't want it to fall over. Store, stand up. EVA report, keep, grab, board, crew report, keep. I mean, we still get the mission, the contract rewards, and we still recover the engine because we managed to save the engine, but we lose the science from the Science Junior, which is unfortunate. Yeah, have fun with those contracts, Totes. Hopefully you will you'll have more success this time around. So 56 science, 96,000 funds, 469 reputation. Let's recover the debris from those landings. There's the deconstructor debris. So we did name it aptly. The deconstructor. Recover that. Recover that. That gives us 9 science. So that must have been the mystery goo. 700. Yep, mystery goo. 729 funds. Recover that. Recover that. G2A has it pretty cheap apparently as well. Okay, so we are now at 100,000 funds and 65 science with lots and lots of reputation, which is very difficult to read from there. Let's have a look what we want to unlock. We could unlock... Oh no, 65. We can't unlock that. We can't afford it. Could unlock some of the space plane stuff. We could unlock struts. That's probably a good idea. In fact, yeah, I'm going to unlock struts because that also leads us to the fuel pipes. Leaving us with 20, so we can unlock that one as well. I believe you can get it on Kinguin as well, pretty cheap. If you're looking for somewhere cheap to buy it. But yeah, Humble Bundle is probably the cheapest way to get it. I think they've got it 40% off. MP3 Player 1000. Go to the moon. Okay. That is kind of my plan. Oh, new follower, Spots97. I'm pretty sure that Spots97 followed me once before, but there we go. We have a new follower. Thank you for the follow. Orbit Kerbin is going to be our next contract, so we're going to take that. Any of these we can do while we're doing that. Stack decoupler in flight, gear bay in flight over, in flight over, in flight over. These ones tend to be achievable, particularly coming in from orbit. Yeah, Mark 16 parachute, 20 to 23.7 kilometers between 140 and 540 meters a second. That I believe is achievable. So I'm going to accept that, and we will go to the moon. Right, so this time we are going to utilize this engine to get us into... In fact, let's do that with slightly more fuel. They are not going to be of any use this time around. 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't know if that's going to have the strength to launch us on its own on this occasion. Let's put some more parachutes on this. I accidentally clicked the button. Well, that's fair enough. I didn't think it would actually give us a follow notification if someone had followed in the past, but there you go. You learn a new thing at least once a year. I'm adding a battery. I probably don't really need the battery, but we might end up leaving... If we do make it to orbit, we might end up leaving them in orbit for some time, so let's leave the battery. Oh, that's 2 batteries. I didn't want to. Oh. And that's a new follower. That's just the jelly. So, and he's definitely followed me before. So evidently you can count as a new follower by just unfollowing and following again. Well, there you go. Right, is this going to be enough? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Or shall we use some solids as well? I think we'll use some solids as well. Let's go for these radial decouplers. And we'll attach a couple of solids to it, just to make sure. There we go. Probably need wings to make it stable. Yeah, we probably do need some wings on this. We haven't unlocked any wings yet, but we'll take these winglets. Where should we put them? See, this is... put a couple on here. And actually, I will rotate the whole craft around slightly. And that will hopefully... I may have just bought KSP. Well, congratulations, Templar Elf. Welcome to the club. Yeah, that should be stable enough. Sorry, I had to. I was... Okay. Oh, we're over the weight limit if we do that, though. We're only allowed 18 tons, and that would be 22 tons. I don't think we can... Oh, we could do it with the solid fuel, but that's really pushing it. So let's do it with the liquid fuel at the top, because we probably don't need all of that liquid fuel. Oh, Mr. Breadloaf, that's a new follow. That is a new follower. Welcome, welcome, Mr. Breadloaf. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, we're underweight now, so we can bring this back up a bit to there. That gives us 17.4 tons. So not ideal, because it's a little bit tricky. They should be enough thrust to start with. Let's put that there. Indeed, welcome, Mr. Breadloaf. Thanks for the follow. So this is a new craft, so we're going to have to give this an E name. So this is going to be the Escape, quite aptly, because it is going to hopefully be orbiting Kerbin. We are under the weight limit, we're under the part limit. That's going to become an issue as well, isn't it, the part limit? Upgrading the vehicle assembly building is ridiculously expensive, so let's hope that we manage this. Jebediah might actually hopefully be getting his upgrade, his first star on this mission. Let's take this out to the launch pad and see how we get on. Okay, so we're kind of facing in a different direction this time. Hard to find people playing career mode nowadays. I always play career mode. Always, always, always. That shadow looks a little bit ominous, doesn't it? Let's, yeah. In fact, this whole thing looks a little bit... I'm in child mode right now. Right, SAS is on. We'll put the throttle up, although we're not going to be using it straight away. And we are ready for a launch. Here we go. Let's hope that this actually takes off. It did. Good, good, good. Test it so you know what to put on it. Test it so you know what to put... Sorry, test what so I know what to put on what? Oh dear, okay. They didn't last very long. Just got a message from someone on Steam. Okay, getting ready to turn. Coming up on 10,000 meters. Let's hope this is enough to get us into orbit. 10, there we go. So let's bring ourselves down. Keep our throttle down a little bit, so we're at 1.5 Gs of acceleration, because we don't need more than that. How are we doing? 47, 48, nice. .65, good. Test the wings to see if they're stable enough to go to space. Well, we don't need wings in space. Wings aren't particularly useful in space. .79, 80, 81, that'll do. Still got a little bit of fuel left. I'm quite surprised. We'll cut the engines, head ourselves up closer to our apoapsis. Sundhaug92 is now hosting me for 0 viewers, apparently. Thank you, Sundhaug92. It would be nicer if Sundhaug92 had more than 0 viewers, but I appreciate the sentiment there. Oh, we're back in space, aren't we? So we can take that materials bay reading. Keep that data. Let's bring ourselves down and we'll start burning to circularize out our orbit, using up that bit of fuel that's left in there. How many viewers do I have? I don't know, because Moobot's quite inaccurate when it comes to telling me how many viewers I have. It's telling me that I've got 10, but I know that it has been higher than that. I know that it's not always quite right. Am I using any mods? Currently, no. This is 100% vanilla. We're just starting a new career to get ourselves started, and then we might add some mods to this career later on once I've had a chance to test a few more of the mods for their stability. But the modded version that I was playing, it basically just wouldn't load today, so we're not currently playing with mods today. I need to have a look at the mod pack that I've built up to see why it's being a bit temperamental. Going to 70 hopefully. There we go. We are in orbit with an apoapsis of 166. We have picked up 53,000 funds, 27 sites and 128 reputation. We have some science in the materials bay. We have some science in the mystery goo. We can't get a crew report from here because we've already got it. So let's come around to our periapsis and point ourselves prograde. You're lagging, are you? I've not got any lag issues my end, and I'm streaming in quite a low bit rate, so lag shouldn't be an issue. Right, let's push the apoapsis outside of 250, and then we can get the in-space high. There we go. We can get the in-space high science as well. We've actually got a lot. Oh no, not a lot. We've got some fuel. Got a fair bit of fuel, but enough to land at least. Mine keeps pausing every so often. Might just be bad internet connection on my end. See, I had people complaining about that before, but I have got 0 dropped frames, absolutely 0 dropped frames from my end. So it's either an issue with Twitch, or it's a connection issue. But it's not me, I'm afraid. Right, let's speed up time and head up to the apoapsis. The crisp sometimes stops for me. The crisp? Oh, as in the clear picture? That could be me. That could be my stream. Mind you, no, I'm streaming at a fast enough speed to keep the picture clear. So let's go observe mystery goo in space high. There we go. And we'll get a crew report in space high. And we are pointing retrograde already. So we are ready to burn to head back home. But before we do that, crisp, not crisp. Crisp, not crisp. Okay. We're going to head back to Space Center and see if there's any contracts we can pick up. Ironically, as you were talking about 0 dropped frames, it buffered. Yeah, that is quite ironic. Right. I haven't got a 48.7S attached. Test hydraulic detachment manifold in flight over curving. Nope. Explore moon. Well, I can do that, but not yet. Stack decoupler, gear bay. Yeah, I can't do any of those. Oh, in flight above 19,000 at Dunlow's Hollow. Let's see where that was. Is it anywhere near our current orbit? Because we could, yeah, look at that. We could actually possibly get that one. Let's... Oh, mind you, we haven't really got a lot of fuel. Pick up in flight, explore the moon. See, that's a decent reward for that. Oh, not that one. That one. That's a decent reward for that one. It's also a big penalty if we get it wrong. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to reject that one and see if we get something else. In flight over, in flight over. Rockomax Mark 55 radial mount engine. Test Mark 2R radial mount parachute in flight over. 11 to 15,000. Oh, we've already got one to test the Mark 16 above 20, so we're not going to be able to test the other parachute as well. Okay, so we'll leave that for now. We'll have another look at those when we come home. So let's bring Jebediah home. Bring our periapsis back into the atmosphere. There we go, 17,000 metres should be fine. KSP installed. Well done, Templar. So we are heading home. Jebediah is coming home. Hopefully we will land safely without destroying stuff. We've got 3 parachutes, so we shouldn't have any problem landing. And we've got fuel left, so let's spin ourselves round. There we go. So we're inside the atmosphere. We might actually be landing. Oh no, I think that's far too optimistic, landing near the Kerbal Space Centre. We're definitely not going to be landing near the Kerbal Space Centre. Unless I can slow us down significantly with the fuel we've got left. Let me see. Okay, that's the end of that fuel. So hopefully those parachutes are sufficient. We might be landing near the Kerbal Space Center. Let's see. Speed up time. Entering the atmosphere. Okay, at this rate it looks like we might be landing on one of those mountains. Atmosphere is slowing us down. Let's leave the parachutes as late as possible. Ideally I want to go... Oh dear. No, we are going straight for the mountains. Okay. Well, at least we get the Highlands crew report. I shouldn't have bothered with that burn, actually. We've come down really early. The space centre's over there somewhere. There, look. Oh well. Okay. Parachutes out. What's that? Is that the moon? No, that can't be the moon. That could be Minmus. Is that Minmus? Yeah, I think it is. There you go, a little dot of Minmus up there. Okay. Looks like a safe landing, actually. Let's hope the parachutes do slow us down enough. I'm sure they will. 6.8, yeah, that's fine. I think this can take 7. So we're going to be okay. Speed things up. Not landing on a tree. Done that before. We are landing on a slope though, so let's be careful a little bit with this. Oh, mind you, we're a tiny little craft. We're not going to have any problems with the landing here. Doink. Boink. Okay, so we have landed. Let's do take data, store data, EVA report, and it is from Highlands, and we get no science. We already got the Highlands science. I didn't think we'd landed in the Highlands. I thought we landed in the grasslands. Oh well. Can you jump back in, mate? Come on, mate. Take a run up. Ready, go! Oh, no, I didn't grab it. Okay. Try again. It was close. Nice try. Go on. Ready, jump! Grab. Oh, look at that. Jumped straight into the pod. Didn't even need to grab it and climb in. Recover the vessel. Okay, so 80 science now. That's good. 155,000 funds and 560 reputation, and Jebediah advanced to level 1 for his orbit around the planet, which is good. So our next mission is going to be for the moon. But there are issues there because we need to upgrade the launch pad so that we can have a heavier craft, and we need to upgrade the vehicle assembly building so that we can have more parts. So we might need to run some other contracts to build up some funds. So that we can do that. We can't afford any of those. We can afford that. So let's grab that. 35. So we can't afford anything else. Grab grab that because we get that large fuel tank, which can reduce the... yeah, we can reduce the number of parts needed. Go to Minmus first. I don't want to go to Minmus first. We're being offered the contract for the moon and not Minmus. We will be offered the contract for Minmus later. Now, the question is, can we get to the moon? Can we build a craft that will get us to the moon? Because these parts are all quite heavy. 3.74. And with a 30 part count, it's very tricky to get to the moon as well. We might be able to do it with a basic pod, i.e. if we don't take mystery goo and materials bay with us, because we could do that. Oh no, we could do that. Oh come on, that and that, and that would kind of get us to the moon, providing we do the rest of it correctly. 4, 6, 8, 10. Engine. Put wings on your rocket. We will have a look at engines in a moment. Now, solid boosters. Oh, we could use those. We've still got an 18-ton limit though, haven't we? For... So do they weigh less than 2 tons? No. They don't weigh less than 2 tons either. So that's 21 tons on their own. Tricky, tricky, tricky. We don't need the monoprop, we can take that out. Doing this within an 18-ton limit is very, very tricky. It's 21.5 tons. Let's take that all the way down there to use that. Tricky, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your rockets just hypnotize me. They're 125, they're 0.9. So, can't even use 2 of those instead. What's the thrust on those? 120, 215. Don't know if we can get to the moon, even with a basic rocket. Oh, we can try it though, can't we? Why don't we try it? We're not going to take any sciencey stuff. We're going to have to take a battery with us. In fact, we're probably going to need a couple of batteries, aren't we? How are we for weight? Yeah, okay, we can afford to put wings on. Just to please MP3 player 1000. There we go. And we'll turn it around like we did last time, because of the wings, otherwise it will be fighting against us. Do we want extra parachutes? We might do. There we go. That looks wrong. Yeah, it does look wrong. I've put wings on the rocket to stabilise it. Look, they're there. These are wings. That's what wings look like. It does look wrong, and I apologise for the utter wrongness of the looking. But unfortunately, when you're on a budget, both for weight, 18 tons out of 18 tons, and apparently that's too much weight. Let's go for one additional parachute. Yeah, just about. Okay, so I don't know if this thing will actually be able to get will be able to get us to the moon. It might just about. It's our F craft, the faraway, I'm going to call it. Jeb, Bob or Bill. Go on, we'll take Jeb with us again. Sorry, Templar Elf. Yeah, you got timed out there for unsavoury language in the chat, so be a little bit more careful with that. Okay, so this is the far away. Jebediah is coming with us. We're taking it out to the launch pad, and we'll see if this thing can get. Oh, I just realised I didn't actually accept the contract, did I? How many Kermits can you fit on there? What, on the shuttle? I got at least one. There he is. Right, actually, I'm going to recover this and actually accept the contract is probably wise. There it is. Explore the moon. There we go. Anything else we're going to be able to do? Stack decoupler between 19.8 and 25.3. 200 and 600. Yeah, I don't think. What is that? Rockomax 48.7S. What's the 48.7S? 36 science, 47,000 funds, and 557 science reputation. I don't think I haven't got the weight allowance to be able to do that, but that would have been interesting. But there we go. We've taken the moon contract. We didn't get the Mark 16 parachute contract. Maybe we'll get that this time. We're going to explore the moon. Let's find the faraway, and launch it. Let's see if we can go to the moon so early in our career. Okay. Launchpad, SAS, Jebediah's with us. We now have some of our controls here because Jebediah has his level 1 training. Thankfully no shadow this time. So here we go. Throttle is going to 100% and we are launching. hopefully launch upwards and not sideways. That's better. There we go. Ooh, not a great launch. Not a great launch. But we are at least going in the right direction. We are now gaining speed again. Ooh, this thing wants to pull us over to one side. Don't know why. Come on, Jeb, do your job. Pull us upright. Pull us upright. Come on, Jeb. Good boy. He's a good boy. Okay, 5,700, 5,000, there we go, 6,000 metres coming up to, we need to come up to 10,000 metres. And we'll start our turn. Here we go, there is 10,000 metres, so let's start our turn. Not too fast, thank you very much, Jeb. Are you going to have a party on the moon? Well, maybe. There's only one person. There's only one Kerbal, so a one Kerbal party doesn't sound like much of a party to me, but we shall see. Right, let's use that so that we're pointing prograde permanently. Or not permanently, constantly, consistently. 39,000 apoapsis. Not quite as efficient a launch this time, which is a little unexpected. Let's bring our thrust down so that we're still at 1.5 G's acceleration. Jib doing a good job of keeping us prograde. Okay, slow ourselves down to make it a more efficient burn. Oh, and that's just run out of fuel. Okay, we are going to space. Where is the moon? Over there. Okay, so we want our periapsis over here somewhere. That works okay for me. Okay, 75. Cut our engines when we hit 75 and we'll let ourselves drift up a bit. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Turn the SAS off while we drift then. Whoa, 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 okay, hang on. Alright, SAS back on, get us prograde and burn. You and the Kermit can party, okay. Oh dear, I didn't do that very well. Oh dear, I really didn't do that very well, did I? We are not actually in orbit. but we are only going to dip slightly into the atmosphere. Yeah, we're only going to dip a little bit into the atmosphere, and then we'll be back on our way. Apologies for the temporary diversion into the atmosphere. There we go. We're going back up again now. What we'll do is we'll come around to pretty much where our apoapsis is, probably just a little bit before that, and then we'll start burning straight for the moon. To the moon! $69.70. So let's speed ourselves up properly now. Apoapsis is probably just a little bit late, so I'll do it about here. So get us prograde, Jeb. Have we got a moonrise? Not quite, but I want to do it a little bit early, so let's start burning. Watch our fuel. Hopefully we've got enough fuel. I think we have. Yeah, plenty of fuel. Plenty of fuel. There we go, that should be a moon encounter. Let's just make sure. There we go. That's loads of fuel. Loads of fuel. Okay, so let's head to the moon. Woo. Have we missed it? We missed it. Oh, I don't believe it. We actually missed it. I must have burnt too late. Oh, we're a bit low on the old orbit there as well. Ah, okay, well, maybe on the next go? Next time round? No. Okay. Eventually, we will have a rendezvous with the moon. Whoa. Okay. Could be this time. No, it's not going to be this time, I don't think. Or is it? Or is it? Or is it? There we go. Rendezvous with the... Oh, very, very close rendezvous with the moon, also known as a collision. So, let's use a little bit of our fuel to prevent that collision, hopefully. Where are we? If we're facing the moon, we want to kind of go... Where are we? That way? Woo! There we go. 21 kilometers clearance on the moon. That should be enough. Actually, if I bring that down, we could get the close to the moon science. But there we go. We are approaching the moon. We are not going to land on the moon on this occasion. Can we make it into an orbit? I don't know if we're going to make it into an orbit and get home again. So I'm a little bit apprehensive about doing that. Let's just get some science. Got yourself into an encounter at the same point. Well, congratulations. Let's see if we can get ourselves into an orbit. What counts as an orbit? That counts as an orbit. 13,500 funds and 54 reputation. And we can actually transmit this science. Oh, I didn't bring a... That was clever. I didn't bring a communications device. We can't transmit that science. But there we go. Look at that. Nice view of the moon there. And now, let's take that off. Now we need to pick the most efficient point to burn home again, so that we can recover that science. If this is an interesting thing that I worked out about the experience system. If you're trying to build up the experience of your Kerbals, they will only get the experience points from the highest tier of job that they have done. So for example, you get experience points for getting an orbit around the moon, and you get experience points for landing on the moon. But if you orbit the moon and land on the moon in the same mission, you only get the experience for landing on the moon, because it's the higher experience points. You don't get the experience points for the orbit. So actually, if you're trying to build up the experience points, what you want to do is achieve an orbit, go home, and do another launch to land on the moon later. Otherwise, you will not get those experience points for that particular Kerbal. At least you won't get those experience points for the moon orbit. So there you go, a little bit of interesting tidbit there. Now I'm going to speed us up until the direction of that apoapsis is pointing retrograde to the direction that the moon is travelling in, or at least near enough. Looks like it's going to be pretty good, actually. Yeah, it's not quite right, but there we go. Let's have ourselves retrograde. I could have done a better job of that, couldn't I? Oh well. Let's get ourselves right to the periapsis. And pointing retrograde, and then let's burn it. Whoa, okay, let's point prograde, not retrograde. Thank you very much, Jeb. A little bit of fuel wasted there. There we go, that should be outside of the moon's influence now. So we should be picked up by Kerbin at that point. Here we go. If not, we'll just go around again. There we go. Now we have quite a high periapsis because we didn't burn out here. Whoa! Let's get up to the apoapsis and point ourselves retrograde this time. And let's start burning to bring our periapsis in.